Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin in 2 minutes. Please begin moving to your seats. Oh, I thought you meant... Look at the script to see what that they're going to be saying. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2025 Mohawk Army ROTC Commissioning Ceremony. I'm Cadet Mateo Sariola, and I will be the Master of Ceremonies for today's events. The Mohawk Army ROTC is comprised of cadets from Siena College, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, known as RPI, the University at Albany, Union College, Albany College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, Skidmore College, the Sage Colleges, and Hudson Valley Community College. Mohawk Army ROTC is one of 42 programs in the Northeast United States, which constitutes 2nd Brigade U.S. Army Cadet Command, headquartered at Fort Dix, New Jersey. The Mohawk Army ROTC commissions over 14 second lieutenants each year and ranks in the top 10% of programs for nationwide for cadet performances at advanced camp. In 1947, RPI started an ROTC program affiliated with the Corps of Engineers, the Transportation Corps, and the Signal Corps. Siena College later inaugurated its own ROTC program in September of 1950 as a field artillery and later air defense artillery program. The intent of focusing programs on certain branches was to align cadets with branches that closely matched their academic backgrounds, a practice that was discontinued in the 1960s. ROTC cadets today compete for slots in all of the Army's basic branches. Army ROTC was mandatory for all freshmen and sophomores at Siena College until 1970. In 1981, the State University at Albany established an extension center of the RPI program to allow students to take ROTC courses on the UAlbany campus. As part of the Army's downsizing in the early 1990s, Army ROTC was reduced to its current configuration of 275 programs nationwide. The separate RPI ROTC program was discontinued, and Siena College became the host institution for all Army ROTC in the New York Capital District. RPI and UAlbany are now part of Cadet Command's Partnership Schools program. ROTC is now an elective program open to all qualified students. As the Army transforms to become a more versatile and ready force for the 21st century, Siena College Army ROTC will continue to lead the way in producing quality officers to serve as leaders of character in the United States Army. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the Mohawk Battalion Army ROTC Commissioning Class of 2025. Please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem and the invocation by Father Larry Anderson. center face.
Let us bow our heads and pray for God's blessing. Good and gracious God, creator of humanity and author of peace, we ask you to bless the members of the ROTC program who will be commissioned today. Give them true faith, certain hope, and perfect charity. May they experience your firm support, gentle love, and compassionate healing. Be their power and protector. As they step forward into the world that awaits, may they be instruments of peace, bringing love where there is hatred, light where there is darkness, hope where there is despair, joy where there is sadness. O divine Master, grant that we may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen.
Thank you, Father Larry. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It's like musical chairs. The members of the official party are Congressman Paul Tonko, an 8-term member of the U.S. House of Representatives representing New York's 20th Congressional District in the Capital Region. Dr. Chuck Seifert, President of Siena College. Lieutenant Colonel Nicholas Ouimet, Professor of Military Science. Father Larry Anderson, Siena College Chaplain. And Master Sergeant Chris Kolsha, Senior Military Instructor. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the 2025 ROTC commissioning class along with their branch and component. Habibata Berry, Engineer, Army Reserves. Rafaela Cassidy, Ordnance, Active Duty. Raymond Ephraim, Ordnance, Active Duty. Nicholas Hall, Infantry, Active Duty. Colin Suk, Engineer, Active Duty. Aaron Potashnik, Chemical, Active Duty. Brendan O'Connor, Military Intelligence, Branch Detail Infantry, Active Duty. Trinity Cooper, Medical Services, Active Duty. Essen Desra, Aviation, National Guard. Ryan Parker, Adjutant General, Army Reserves. Mona Kamara, military police, active duty. Nicholas Novikov, signal, active duty. Michaela Kakish, engineer, Army Reserves. Brandon Williams, military police, Army Reserves. At this time, I would like to introduce an enthusiastic advocate for the ROTC program and someone who exemplifies what it means to be a servant leader. Please welcome the 13th president of Siena College, Dr. Chuck Seifert.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Good. What a beautiful day. What a great and wonderful opportunity. To the members of the 2025 commissioning class, congratulations. Now, you may have chosen different paths for your education, UAlbany, RPI, Union, and Siena, but I won't hold that against you. But because each of you arrived at an identical decision years ago, you each made the same choice to raise your hand and commit to serving our country. You could have chosen anything, and honestly, most of the other choices would have been easier, but you chose this. And today, as you prepare to take the officer's oath, you remind us all of what it truly means to lead. In the crucible of this demanding program, you've developed a type of leadership that stands strong under pressure, grips firm to values, and puts others first. At Siena, one of our 5 core Franciscan values is compassionate leadership, the belief that real leadership starts with humility, empathy, and a commitment to justice. We know that we lead best when we serve others. In fact, I believe in order to lead, you must first serve, especially the poor, the vulnerable, and those in need. You, our newest officers, are now the embodiment of those values. You have trained to lead, but you've also been formed in character. You have the knowledge, the heart, and the conviction, not only to defend our nation, but to inspire those who serve and influence the world in the ways that you can't yet imagine. Your leadership won't be confirmed to your role or your rank. It will live in your example, in the way you treat your fellow soldiers, the way you respond to adversity, and the way you carry your character into every decision, every mission, and every community you touch. A sincere thank you to those who have trained and mentored you. Your first salute today is a symbol of respect and gratitude for the guidance and support you've received along the way. Be sure to acknowledge the role they played in your lives, and that goes for the love and the encouragement you've received from your family and your friends who've made this journey possible. To the commissioning class of 2025, you've chosen a path of great purpose, and I'm certain you will do all of us and the Mohawk Battalion proud as you execute your duties as Second Lieutenant. Thank you for your service to our nation, your unwavering commitment, and for the example you set. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Seifert, for your inspirational words and unwavering support of the Siena College ROTC program. At this time, I would like to introduce 8-term member of the U.S. House of Representatives representing New York's 20th Congressional District in the Capital Region, Congressman Paul Tonko.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations to our individuals on stage and to all the family members and friends who are part of the investment in you, which culminates in today's activities where you're commissioned. So to the Reverend Clergy, to President Seifert, and to Lieutenant Colonel Ouimet, Thank you for the opportunity to join with everyone. I had met with Mona of recent time to talk about this commissioning, and she told me about the availability of this ceremony. And so happy to be able to join in honoring all of our recent individuals who have been commissioned here in such great capacity. And let me thank you on behalf of the House of Representatives for showing the willingness, the devotion, the dedication, determination to go forward with undeniable patriotism to serve this country through the military. This is a major step. It doesn't come easy, I'm certain, but your commitment to a cause greater than yourself and an opportunity for the beacon of hope that America is to freedom-loving people around the world will shine more brightly, more boldly because of your commitment. So we thank you for investing all of the foundational efforts that have been placed into your being and sharing them with the world, making certain that through your talent and your passion, through your intellect, through your courage, through your determination, your sense of purpose, you'll go forward and make certain that you make your mark in the military. You know, our military is only as strong as the individual parts. And so we thank you for your discipline. We thank you for your determination to serve with such valor and to be honored in such a way of distinction. Your discipline already is very noteworthy. To witness you walking into the ceremony and responding with such precision is instructive to all of us. So it's my honor to represent you, most of you, in the House of Representatives and to present a certificate of commendation on this awesome moment in your lives, and to thank you on behalf of a grateful nation, and congratulations on your certification here today, which as you get commissioned, you go forth with great pride, having served your nation well now and signing up for a tremendous response to a world in need of peace. And so, Father, thank you for that installation prayer, because I think it's very important to recognize that we all need to be stewards of peace, that we move forward and bring us together in a strengthful moment that recognizes that we each can play a role in that regard. So in the measure of St. Francis, we go forward and build a better world. So thank you one and all, and Lieutenant Colonel, you're going to read those.
Yes, sir. So
And I'll
here's
present
you go ahead, I'll hand them to you.
Okay.
Here you go.
So thank you, Hamida.
At this time, Congressman Tonko will present each cadet with a certificate of special congressional recognition. Thank you, Congressman Tonko, for taking the time out of your undoubtedly busy schedule to support the cadets of the Mohawk Battalion and future leaders of the United States Army. At this time, we will recognize the senior awardees. Presenting these awards are the Professor of Military Science, Lieutenant Colonel Ouimet, and the Senior Military Science Instructor, Master Sergeant Colshaw. The Captain Thomas J. Bergen Memorial Award is given in honor of Thomas J. Bergen, Siena College, class of 1956. He was the first Siena ROTC graduate to be killed in action during the Vietnam War, having volunteered for extra duty conducting low-level aerial reconnaissance. This award is given to a senior cadet at Siena College who excelled in academics, leadership potential. This year's recipient is Cadet Trinity Cooper. The Professor of Military Science Award for Excellence, presented annually to a top-performing ROTC cadet at RPI for excellence in military science, program development, and leadership. This year's recipient is Cadet Colin Suk. The Professor of Military Science Award for Excellence, presented annually to a top-performing ROTC cadet at University of Albany for excellence in military science, program development, and leadership. This year's recipient is Cadet Ethan Destra. The Siena Presidential Leadership Award is a saber given to the top senior cadet from Siena College for outstanding leadership, high ethics, and outstanding scholastic achievement. This year's recipient was an exceptional leader and standard bearer while serving as the Alpha Company Commander and Battalion Commander. This award goes to Cadet Brandon O'Connor. The Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute Board of Trustees Award is a saber given to the top senior cadet from the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute for outstanding leadership, outstanding scholastic achievement, and exceptional character. This year's recipient demonstrated superior leadership and support to the program while serving as Bravo Company Commander and Battalion Command Sergeant Major. This year's recipient is Cadet Aaron Potashnik. The University of Albany Presidential Leadership Award is a saber given to the top senior cadet from the University at Albany for outstanding leadership, scholastic achievement, and exceptional character. This year's recipient demonstrated superior dedication to their peers, their company, and the ROTC program while serving as Battalion Executive Officer and Bravo Company Commander. The recipient is Cadet Ryan Parker. The designation of Distinguished Military Graduate is a prestigious award. Recipients of this honor must be ranked among the top 20% of senior ROTC cadets in the entire nation. This designation will remain a part of the recipient's permanent record of service. I now have the pleasure of announcing the Distinguished Military Graduates. Cadets Trinity Cooper, Colin Suk, Brendan O'Connor, and Nicholas Hall, please rise. Please join me in a round of applause for the distinguished military graduates. At this time, I would like to invite the Professor of Military Science for Siena ROTC and Mohawk Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Wimet, to the podium.
Oh, where'd you hide my remarks here? So we're going to do two impromptu things. The first, because I don't think any of you know what to do with that certificate, is Master Sergeant Colshaw is going to collect it to not confuse you for the rest of the ceremony. The second, and this applies to everyone but Kamara, who's been doing it the whole time, you can smile. Thank you, Kamara, for leading the way. You could tell in their heads, they're like, what do I do when I'm supposed to be holding this? Distinguished guests, cadre, staff, family, friends, cadets, soon-to-be officers, thank you all for coming today and for the hours, the days, months, and years that each and every one of you have invested into our program and to our cadets. To the family and friends, your support, your encouragement, your influence, particularly as it pertains to the values that you instilled into the cadets you see before you, was likely a driving force in what started them on their ROTC journey. What has kept them on that path, helping them stay the course to this point, was a continued support and encouragement from many in this room and many unable to be here today. Family, friends, teachers, mentors, coaches, and fellow cadets who likely served in many, if not all, of these roles for each other over the last 4 years. Through early morning physical readiness training to long, hot days at Fort Knox, as the weather that always seems to be miserable during our ACFTs, especially at Bravo Company. From the long, rainy ruck marches to the endless bug bites during FTX and Super Labs, to an annual CFTX where the weather is simply broken. Thank you all. Thank you for all that you did over the last 4 years to enable our cadets to reach this point. That's it. Speech complete. Is what the cadets want me to say. It's clearly not going to happen. Today we honor 14 remarkable cadets, each you can read about in your program, but all of whom have made an immeasurable impact on each other and on our program. Cadets, your commissioning is not only a significant event in your lives, but is happening during a historic time for our Army and our nation. This year we celebrate the Army's 250th birthday, and next year we celebrate the nation's 250th birthday. 1 year older than the nation it defends, the U.S. Army has dedicated itself to fighting and winning the nation's wars for 250 years. Our soldiers have consistently demonstrated their resolve to defend freedom at home and abroad. Now, you join that legacy. Today, you join a storied profession whose legacy can be traced back almost 250 years to the day to events like the capture of Fort Ticonderoga. That legacy continues across time and across the globe, led by officers like yourselves and championed by our non-commissioned officers and soldiers. From just north of here, where a ragtag band with no business winning defeated the most powerful army in the world on the battlefield of Saratoga, through countless such conflicts across the world: Yorktown, Gettysburg, Normandy, Iwo Jima, Chosun Reservoir, Ia Drang, the 73rd Easting, Iraq, Afghanistan. While famous and historic, many are just names for many in attendance. But to the men and women there, to the officers who raised their right hand, as you will today, to them it was so much more. Today we pass the mantle of leadership and trust on to you. Today we ask you to take yet another step. This step is not the first that you have taken, and it will not be the last. But nevertheless, it does feel just a little bigger. As all speakers must, I'd like to read just a small part taken from a speech delivered over 100 years ago. Initially part of a much larger speech, it has taken on a life of its own, but I can think of nothing more relevant to today's events. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man or woman who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does not actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who, at best, knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who knew neither victory nor defeat. Delivered in Paris by President Roosevelt as part of his Citizens in a Republic speech in 1910, this part has become known as the man in the arena. While I'm sure there are a few people in the room While I'm sure there are a few people in the room not familiar with it, to me it has always underscored what it means to be a leader in the Army. You will face criticisms. You will experience failures, and you will come up short again and again. But also, there is triumph. Covered in dirt and sweat, which is how you know that Teddy Roosevelt was talking about the Army and not the Navy or the Air Force. See what you got? And maybe even covered in blood, you are about to enter the arena and stand shoulder to shoulder with the men and women who represent the greatest and most competent fighting force on the planet. A fighting force unique in its 250-year history. In that, from day one until today, it has sought not to fight for profit, but for the freedoms of its citizens and allies across the globe. The step you are about to take, the one I mentioned before that will feel just a little bit bigger than all of the rest, that step is into this arena. Into a place where you and those you lead will strive to do the deeds. Strive to spend yourselves in a worthy cause. Strive valiantly again and again to continue that 250-year legacy. With that, I thank each and every one of you. I thank you for starting this ROTC journey. I thank you for helping shape, mold, and sharpen each other, and I thank you for raising your hand, and most importantly, I thank you for stepping into the arena. Our nation's future, our freedoms, and the freedoms of others around the world will continue because of your willingness to be the man and the woman in the arena. And now I charge you to go forward and strive valiantly to be the doer of deeds, not just when times are easy, but when they are hard, when your face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, because that is leadership. That is what is expected, and that is what stepping into the arena means. Thank you, class of 2025. Class of 2025, attention. Publish the orders.
Attention to orders. The President of the United States has reposed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and professional abilities of Habibata Berry, Rafaela Cassidy, Raymond Ephraim, Nicholas Hall, Colin Suk, Aaron Potashnik, Brendan O'Connor, Trinity Cooper, Ethan Destra, Ryan Parker, Mona Kamara, Nicholas Novikov, Michaela Kakish, and Brandon Williams. In the view of these qualities and their demonstrated potential for increased responsibility, they are therefore promoted in the United States Army to the rank of Second Lieutenant, effective 17 May 2025, by order of the Secretary of the Army. The administration of an oath is a practice that dates back to ancient times when leaders took a solemn vow in front of witnesses to profess their allegiance to their countries. In the United States Armed Forces today, officers take a solemn vow to the Constitution, the document that is the basis of American freedom. This oath pledges the officer to support and defend freedom from all enemies and is the foundation of the profession upon which they are about to enter. Lieutenant Colonel Ouimet will now administer the oath of office to the Mohawk Battalion graduating class.
Mohawk class of 2025, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of Second Lieutenant, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations.
At this time, I'm supposed to invite you to give him a round of applause, but I think you've already done that. You guys can sit. We will now continue with the individual portion of the ceremony. At this time, we would like to invite both guests who are pinning the rank, as well as first salutes, to join us to the right of the stage. For any family and friends who would like to take photos of this portion of the ceremony, please feel free to move forward and return to your seats once your lieutenant's individual ceremony is complete. We will conduct the pinning of the rank one officer at a time. Each new lieutenant will have their rank pinned on their shoulder loop for the first time by family or friends. They will then receive their first salute by the first enlisted soldier or non-commissioned officer they encounter, or the one who has done the most, who has the most significantly impacted them. Sorry about that. During the first salute, newly commissioned lieutenants present a silver dollar to the person who salutes them. The coin symbolically acknowledges the recipient of respect due to the new position and rank. Second Lieutenant Habibata Berry, please step forward to be recognized. Lieutenant Berry is appointed to the Army Reserves as an engineer officer. Pinning her rank will be her mother, sorry, I'm going to mispronounce a lot of names, Halima, Father Idris, and Aunt Marima. Please step forward. Habibata Berry looks forward to seeing what her future holds within her career and is so grateful for the friends she has made within her 2 years she's been in the program. She would like to thank her parents and family for all the support they have given her since she's joined the program. She would also like to thank Sergeant Murray and Captain Womack for the guidance and always having faith in her succeeding in the program. Sergeant First Class Murray will now render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Habibata Berry. Second Lieutenant Rafaela Cassidy, please step forward to be recognized. Lieutenant Cassidy is appointed to active duty as an ordnance officer. Pinning her rank will be her mother, Adriana, and boyfriend, Peter. Please step forward. Rafaela Cassidy is excited to embark on this new journey and conquer any challenges that may come her way. She is grateful to all the cadre for their enduring support and guidance. She would like to thank Colonel Ouimet for demonstrating leadership by example, which she intends to adopt in her future career as an officer. Similarly, she is grateful to Captain Grimmett and Captain Womack for showing her the true meaning of servant leadership. She is eternally grateful to Master Sergeant Colshaw and Sergeant Murray for exemplifying the true meaning of a quality NCO. Additionally, she is grateful for all the memories she created throughout the past 2 years, and all to her classmates for being so welcoming and setting an excellent example. Moreover, she would like to thank her family and friends who are present and have been there, Union Cadets who have been her team since day one. She would like to thank her family and friends who are present and those who could not make it here today. She wants to mention how pivotal her parents have been in who she is today. Lastly, she would like to thank her boyfriend for always being there for her. Staff Sergeant Takai will now render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Rafaela Cassidy. Second Lieutenant Raymond Efron, please step forward to be recognized. Lieutenant Ephraim is appointed to active duty as an ordnance officer. Pinning his rank will be his mother, Rose Hilda. Please step forward. Raymond Ephraim is proud to step into this next chapter as a commissioned officer in the United States Army. He would like to thank his family for their unwavering love and support, especially his mother, who has always believed in him. He also gives all glory and thanks to God for guiding him through every step of this journey. He will never forget at early mornings at PT, the camaraderie built with his fellow cadets, and the mentors who challenged him to grow. He is grateful for every cadet, cadre member, and friend who helped shape this path. He walks off this stage ready for the future, but with a deep appreciation for the road behind him. Sergeant First Class Murray will now render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Raymond Effen. Second Lieutenant Nicholas Hall, please step forward to be recognized. Lieutenant Hall is appointed to active duty as an infantry officer. Pinning his rank will be his mother Jennifer and father Jonathan. Please step forward. Nick Hall is looking forward to the morale-boosting infantry training that awaits, and many more riveting staff meetings throughout his career. He will miss the protection from mistakes that being a bright-eyed and bushy-tailed cadet has blessed him with these past 4 years. He will especially miss the many teaching moments from the faithful cadre here at Siena. He would like to thank his parents, John and Jen, for their steadfast love and support throughout this process, and for showing him what tremendous work ethic can provide. He would also like to thank his brothers Zach and Jake for toughing him up through his childhood. Lastly, he would like to thank the lifelong friends he met here and the family who came to support him today. Petty Officer 3rd Class Retired Kovac will now render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Nicholas Hall. Second Lieutenant Colin Suk, please step forward to be recognized. Lieutenant Suk is appointed to active duty as an engineer officer. Pinning his rank will be his father Matthew and brother Michael. Please step forward. Colin would like to thank his parents, Matthew and Lisa, his siblings, Michael, Madeline, and Elizabeth, and his Aunt Sue and Uncle Bill for all the support over the past 4 years. Staff Sergeant Retired Gannon will now render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Colin Suk. Second Lieutenant Aaron Potashnik, please step forward to be recognized. Lieutenant Potashnik is appointed to active duty as a chemical officer. Pinning her rank will be your mother, Anne. Please step forward. Aaron Potashnik is excited for the opportunities ahead and grateful for all the memories and friends made in the last 4 years. She would like to thank her friends and family present today for the endless love and support, especially her mother, whose strengths and work ethic inspires her every day. Cadet Chapel will now render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Aaron Potashnik. Second Lieutenant Brendan O'Connor, please step forward to be recognized. Lieutenant O'Connor is appointed to active duty as a military intelligence officer, Branch Detail Infantry. Pinning his rank will be his mother Kathleen and father Patrick. Please step forward. Brendan O'Connor is excited to take on the challenges ahead in the infantry and looks back with gratitude on the past 4 years, through the good, the bad, and everything in between. He's especially thankful for the incredible people he's met along the way and the lifelong friendships formed through this program. Brendan extends a heartfelt thanks to his friends and family for their unwavering support, especially his mother, who went above and beyond, joining the ROTC staff and has rescued him countless times with projects, paperwork, and everything in between. He's also deeply grateful to his father, whose steady encouragement and belief in him have been essential to his success. Master Sergeant Colshaw will now render the first salute.
Mohawk, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Brendan O'Connor. Second Lieutenant Trinity Cooper, please step forward to be recognized. Lieutenant Cooper is appointed to active duty as a medical service officer. Pinning her rank will be your mother, Lachelle, and father, James. Please step forward. Trinity Cooper is excited for the future ahead and will miss the last day of FTX, where everyone is overjoyed to be going home. She would like to thank her mentors, former cadet Angela Feeney, now second lieutenant, her advisor Robin McHattie, and her now former boss, Lori Blanchard. Above all else, she'd also like to thank her family and friends for their unwavering support and patience, listening to the same stories and complaints over 4 years with grace. Sergeant First Class Retired Cooper will now render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Trinity Cooper. Second Lieutenant Ethson Destra, please step forward to be recognized. Lieutenant Destra is appointed to the New York National Guard as an aviation officer. Pinning his rank will be his mother Rose Marie, and father Basilica. Please step forward. Ethson Destra is excited about this new chapter. He expresses tremendous gratitude to all the cadre and staff of ROTC for their care, support, and mentorship over the past years. He would also like to thank his family and mentors for their love and care, his mom and his dad, but especially Dori Lacaros and Julie Giannetti. Sergeant First Class Murray will now render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Ethan Destra. Second Lieutenant Ryan Parker, please step forward to be recognized. Lieutenant Parker is appointed to the Army Reserves as an Adjutant General Officer. Pinning his rank will be his wife, Brittany. Please step forward. Ryan Parker would like to thank, first and foremost, his family. Without the tremendous support and understanding he received from his wife and parents throughout his college and ROTC experience, he would not be standing here today. He also extends his deepest gratitude to Bravo Company, which has become a second family to him. Bravo Company taught him humility, resilience, and gave him a clear understanding of his strengths and limitations. He gives special thanks to First Lieutenant Thomas Moe for encouraging him to make what he considers the best decision of his 4 years in ROTC, remaining with Bravo Company even after transferring to SUNY Albany. Ryan is also grateful to the cadre whose mentorship and sacrifice and leadership have been instrumental in shaping both his ROTC experience and his future as an Army officer. Lastly, he thanks the 1018th Quartermaster Company, and especially Sergeant First Class Gregory, for welcoming him after basic and AIT and helping him confirm that the U.S. Army is an organization that he is proud to serve and committed to for the long term. Sergeant First Class Gregory will now render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Ryan Parker. Second Lieutenant Mona Kamara, please step forward to be recognized. Lieutenant Kamara is appointed to active duty as a military police officer. Pinning her rank will be your mother, Kai Ratu, Father Jonathan, and godparents, the McManuses. Please step forward. Mona Kamara would like to say that today, my heart is full of gratitude and humility. My future is rooted in faith and in service to this great nation. To my godparents, Don and Auntie Jackie McManus, your love has been my anchor. To my mentors, Christelle and Seraphine, your wisdom has guided me with grace. To my friend Camille, your friendship has uplifted me more than you know. To my coworkers and friends, you for standing with me. ROTC has become a second family. Captain Womack, your humor brought light in hard times. Sergeant Murray, your discipline and care pushed us to grow. Master Sergeant Colshaw, your ambition inspired me. I will make it to Ranger School. Captain Grimmett, your humility taught me lasting lessons. To our Congressman, thank you for modeling true leadership. To my mom, your sacrifices and strengths are the foundation of my success. To Uncle Omar, you have been a father and a friend. And to my beloved grandmother, my master chef, your love and counseling are my greatest blessings. To everyone here, thank you for shaping my journey. God bless you all, and may God bless America, one nation under God. Sergeant First Class Murray will now render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Mona Kamara. Second Lieutenant Nicholas Novikov, please step forward to be recognized. Lieutenant Novikov is appointed to active duty as a signal officer. Pinning his ranks will be his mother, Natalia, father, Pavel, and sister, Caitlin. Please step forward. Nicholas Novikov is proud of his classmates for achieving this milestone and would like to thank them and all the cadets who worked hard to end this school year on a great note. A big thank you to all the cadre, new and old, who made this day come to fruition. Their dedication to the program formed this cohort of junior officers to be ready for leadership. Most importantly, he is fortunate to have the support of his wonderful family, who gave him the motivation to progress to such a degree. Without them, he wouldn't be as half as persistent. Master Sergeant Kolsha will now render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Nicholas Novikov. Second Lieutenant Michaela Kakish, please step forward to be recognized. Lieutenant Kakish is appointed to the Army Reserves as an engineer officer. Pinning her rank will be her sister Abby, sister Caitlin, and brother Jacob. Please step forward. Michaela Kakish cannot wait to see what the future has in store. She would like to thank all her family and friends present here today. She would also like to give a special thanks to her father for pushing her to always do her best and inspiring her to be who she is today. Petty Officer, Second Class Retired, Pedanik, will now render the first salute. Second Lieutenant Brandon Williams, please step forward to be recognized. Lieutenant Williams is appointed to the Army Reserves as a military police officer. Pinning his rank will be his mother Herline and brother Nicholas. Please step forward. Brandon Williams is looking forward to the opportunities as well as the many things that he will be accomplishing in his future. He would like to thank his mom, the rest of his family, friends, Sergeant Murray, Master Sergeant Kolsha, and Charlie for all the support, guidance, and fun memories throughout the time he has been in the program. To myself and my fellow classmates, let's do our best and nothing less. Sergeant First Class Murray will now render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Brandon Williams, please rise for the playing of the Army Song. The lyrics are located in the program, and we highly encourage you to sing along.
March along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. And it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cages loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the 2025 commissioning ceremony. If I mispronounce your names, I apologize. As you can tell, I have stage fright. Congratulations to our newly commissioned officers, and best of luck in your future endeavors. On behalf of the Mohawk Battalion and the commissioning class, we thank you for your attendance and your continued support. Please join us for refreshments at the side of the room and enjoy the remainder of your weekend.